Big Ram with This Adventure. I'm Josh. This is my wife, Randy. It's my daughter, Raylene, and my son, Daniel. And this is day 3 of our Alaska road trip. We got up extra early this morning because we wanted to beat the rain. We didn't want to be unpacking our camp in Moose Jaw in the rain. So we've been on the road already for a couple of hours. We are headed to Banff National Park, where we will be staying for the next 5 days. And then we'll be on to Jasper after that, and then continuing on through to Alaska after that. So it has rained every day of the trip so far. Luckily, mostly while we're driving, so not too bad, but we're hoping for some nice weather once we get into Banff. Let's get back on the road. We've still got almost 7 hours of driving left to do before we get to Banff. Been driving for almost 2 more hours, and we stopped at the border of Alberta, one of the first actual rest stops, at least on this side of the highway, that we've come across since we left Moose Jaw. Lots of big trucks, and there's a couple of buses that just pulled up here, big semis all over. And what did you say about that bathroom, Daniel?
It's more like the world's biggest porta potty than an actual bathroom.
Yeah, not much to speak of here. We're still kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but we got around 5 hours left, 526 kilometers, according to the GPS. So let's get back on the road. are just 26 minutes away from our campground at Lake Louise. We decided to pull off along Highway 1, the Trans-Canada Highway here in Banff National Park to check out the view. I got a cool view of Castle Mountain and some other mountains around here, nice river. Finally hit the exciting part of the trip after a really long, boring day. Western Saskatchewan and eastern Alberta, very boring, but we've been super excited since we got into the park. What do you guys think of this so far?
Beautiful.
It's cool. All right, well, let's get back on the road and get to camp and get set up there. So that is the end of day 3. We are at the Lake Louise hard-sided campground. Got a nice pull-through spot here. It is shared with the site next to us. However, the way that it's laid out is actually pretty nice. So behind the camera on the driver's side, so opposite the entrance into the trailer here, there is another RV that is in the site next to us. So there's kind of gravel right between them. You'll see it in the video clip right before this, kind of what it looks like there. I don't show the other RV there, but they're pretty close. Now, despite having them pretty close, the way it's laid out has a pretty good amount of privacy because there's a larger gap in between these double shared sites. So we've got a nice area to the passenger side behind us here, where we've got a picnic table and we've got all our chairs and everything set up there. So we're going to be here for the next 5 days. We're here until Saturday morning, and then we'll be heading up to the campground in Jasper National Park and stopping to see some sights along the way. We've got a lot of cool stuff planned for the next few days. Tomorrow morning, we're going to get up extra early so that we can get a parking spot over at Lake Louise, so right around the corner from the campground here. We heard that parking is very hard to come by there and you got to get there early. But also, I wanted to have the opportunity to photograph Lake Louise at sunrise. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm super excited for it. Really long day today of travel. We did about 10 hours, or no, not 10, 9 hours, 9 hours of driving. We had a few stops that were a little bit longer than some of the stops that we took the other day, so that added a little bit of extra time in there. Pretty boring drive, as I mentioned earlier, for the first probably 3/4 of it, I'd say. Yeah, all through the rest of Saskatchewan and a good chunk of Alberta until we got close to about Calgary and we finally started seeing the mountains. But the real awesome part was when we started entering Banff, and it was just amazing. What do you guys think so far?
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's cool. What did you see along the road on the way here?
Oh my god, I thought, well, there was a deer, and then there was a wolf.
Yeah. So our first
about even an hour in the park and driving through the park, and we already saw a wolf. That was pretty exciting. Unfortunately, it was in a spot along the highway where it was not able to pull over and try and get any photos or video of it. It was also on the other side of a fence. They've got fences along the highway to try and keep the animals from running across the highway. But then there's also these bridges that they made for the animals so they can safely cross. So the bridges have trees and other vegetation growing on them, so it looks natural and it provides a safe avenue for the animals to cross the highway. So that's why they have the fences along the sides. And the wolf was just inside the fence, running the opposite direction from where we're traveling. Super cool to see. Wish I could have got some pictures, but hopefully we'll end up seeing another one before the trip was over. We also it made a quick stop at a pullout and took some cool pictures. Had a nice view there, and yeah, I think the campground's pretty nice so far. I like it. I'm excited for the rest of it. How about you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of the day so far? Getting here. Yeah. Finally being done with the long drives.
Yeah.
For a few days at least. Yeah. Yeah, and finally having beautiful mountains instead of just flat nothingness and cattle fields and oil fields and mining and stuff like that. Well, what do we need to do, Daniel?
I think you guys should like and subscribe.
I agree. You should do what my son said. We've got a lot more coming up. Like I said, we got a lot of cool stuff that we're going to do while we're here at Banff. And then we're on to Jasper. And then from there, hitting the Alaska Highway and making it all the way to Denali National Park. So if you do what he said, you'll get some notifications when those videos upload. And we hope that you'll follow us on the rest of our trip now that it's finally getting more interesting. I know the first couple days here were not the most interesting thing, but I promise you it's going to get a whole lot cooler from this point on. I think the videos are really going to be great after today. Hope that you'll join us for them. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.